Whispers. Princess Aurelia traced the intricate patterns on her golden ball, the cool metal a familiar comfort in her hands. From her balcony, the kingdom spread out like a tapestry, but she felt as though she were viewing it through glass, separate and untouchable. At 14, the weight of the crown she would one day wear felt heavier than any jewel. Seeking solace, Aurelia wandered into the royal gardens, the scent of roses a welcome distraction. She found herself by the old well, its stones worn smooth with time. Tossing the golden ball from hand to hand, a moment of carelessness sent it tumbling into the dark depths of the well. A gasp escaped her lips as the splash echoed back, a sound of finality. A ripple disturbed the still water, and a pair of large, intelligent eyes blinked up at her. A frog, no bigger than her fist, clung to the mossy stones. A careless toss for such a precious thing. A voice, surprisingly deep and clear, croaked from the well. "You can speak?" Aurelia exclaimed, her sorrow momentarily forgotten. The frog blinked slowly. "I can do more than that. I can retrieve your ball. But my service comes with a price." Aurelia leaned closer. "Name it." "I wish for a companion," the frog said, his voice resonating with a strange sadness. "To eat from your plate, to drink from your cup, and to be a friend to you in your lonely palace." Aurelia, desperate for her treasured ball, readily agreed, the words of her promise tumbling out before she had truly considered their meaning. With a plop, the frog disappeared into the water, returning moments later with the golden ball balanced on his head. Aurelia snatched it from him, her heart light with relief. "Thank you," she mumbled, before turning and hurrying back towards the palace, the frog's hopeful gaze forgotten. That evening, as the royal family dined in the great hall, a persistent tapping echoed from the main doors. The guards, with bemused expressions, announced a most unusual visitor. The frog, with surprising agility, hopped into the hall. "A promise was made," he announced, his voice carrying through the suddenly silent room. The king, a man who valued honor above all else, looked at his daughter. "Aurelia, a princess's word is her bond." Mortified, Aurelia watched as a servant placed the frog on the table beside her golden plate. He ate with surprising neatness, but Aurelia could feel the eyes of the court upon her, and her cheeks burned with shame. Later, as she prepared for bed, a soft croak came from her doorway. The frog was there, his gaze unwavering. "Our promise extends to all things," he reminded her gently. "I am to be your companion." Aurelia, her patience worn thin, refused, but her father, hearing the commotion, appeared at her door. "Daughter," he said, his voice gentle but firm, "true character is not shown in the making of a promise, but in the keeping of it." With a sigh of resignation, Aurelia gestured for the frog to enter. He hopped onto a silk pillow she had tossed onto the floor, a silent understanding passing between them. The next morning, Aurelia awoke to find not a frog, but a young man with kind eyes and a weary smile, sitting on the pillow. He was dressed in fine, albeit slightly damp, clothes. "I am Prince Alistair," he said, his voice the same one she had heard from the well. He explained that a witch's curse had bound him to a frog's form, a curse that could only be broken by the freely given companionship of a princess. Aurelia's shame from the night before was replaced by a deeper, more profound remorse. "I was unkind," she admitted, her voice barely a whisper. "I did not see past your appearance." In the days that followed, a true friendship blossomed. They walked in the gardens, and Alistair, with the memory of a frog's perspective, pointed out the intricate beauty of a spider's web, the vibrant colors of a beetle's shell, things Aurelia had never noticed. He spoke of the world from a frog's eye view, of the symphony of the night, of the patience of waiting for a fly. He had learned more about life in his cursed form than he ever had as a prince. Aurelia, in turn, spoke of her loneliness, of the gilded cage her life had become. Alistair listened, not with pity but with understanding. For the first time, Aurelia felt truly seen. A royal carriage from a neighboring kingdom arrived, bearing Alistair's crest. It was time for him to return home. A bittersweet silence fell between the two friends. "I will visit," Alistair promised, his eyes meeting hers. "And you will visit me," Aurelia nodded, a genuine smile gracing her lips. "I promise." This was a promise she knew she would keep. As Alistair's carriage disappeared down the long road, Aurelia did not feel the familiar pang of loneliness. In her hand, the golden ball felt not like a treasure to be guarded, but a reminder of a promise kept, and a friendship that was more precious than any jewel.